Hi, I'm Shanmugam. Today we are playing We Are Not Really Strangers. Okay, first question. What character would I play in a movie? I can't act to save my life and no one is likely to give me a movie part. But if I could, I would play a lawyer. It will come naturally. And one of my favorite characters is Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird. What do you think I'm most likely to splurge on? The one thing I've been very short for over 30 years is time. So I wish I can give myself more time. That's what would be a real luxury. What would your younger self not believe about your life today? I have to say, when I was young, I had a very modest view of my abilities, and that framework continues to shape my thinking. So my younger self would have been very surprised if it was told that I will be handling 2 ministries, making a lot of decisions that affect a lot of people. And that surprise continues because my view of myself has not changed much. What question are you trying to answer most in your life right now? Very simple. I make a lot of decisions. So the key question for me always is, what's the right thing to do? What is my duty to do? And what's the compliment you wish you received more frequently? I will say this in all seriousness. The question is intended to be lighthearted, but this is a serious point I'll make to everyone and something that I remind myself. Your idea of yourself, your sense of self-worth should not depend on other people's views. And it can't depend on whether you get a high number of compliments or a high number of brickbats. Then you'll be like a little piece of wood that's on the sea waves going up and down. Really, in order to do your job properly, you should be immune to praises and criticisms. Just do what you think is right. What are you more afraid of, failure or success, and why? If you go back to a poem that I like a lot, triumph and disaster are both imposters. Just like compliments and brickbats, you've got to be able to treat whatever happens with equanimity. Take it with certain calmness. But I'll be more cautious about triumph, because triumph, if you're not careful, brings about hubris. And hubris usually brings about a fall and doing the wrong things. What is a dream you have let go of? Trying to read the books in my library. So I keep collecting the books. I don't think I'll ever get to read them. Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as? Probably not. The image I have of myself is based on my inner self. Inner self, I would say, is cool, collected, focused, approaching life with a certain sereneness. The external self is carrying out my duties as a minister. I think of public interest and what I have to do. I think what people will see would be a very different perspective. If you have, when was the moment you realized you weren't invincible? Goodness, I think anyone who thinks he is invincible needs to have his head examined. I can walk out of here and I could be run over. In a moment, your life can change entirely and everything can collapse. So anyone who thinks he is invincible is a fool. Next question. When you're asked, how are you? How often do you answer truthfully? Let me put it this way. Many of us ask people, how are you? Do you really expect them to give you a chapter and verse of how today was, yesterday was, and the day before? I think it's a kind of opener to start a conversation. So I don't think either the person who's asking the question nor the person who's answering is expecting a long and detailed answer. How are you really? Quite okay.